Mark, a lot to digest from today's game, but a draw away at Barrow. How do you assess that one?
Any draw away from home is really positive. It was the bizarrest game I've ever been involved in for multiple reasons, as you witnessed. But I thought it's easy to say they were down to 10 men. I mean, they were down to 10 men, I think, am I right in saying 3 minutes left in the first half? And then we went down to 10 men really early in the second half. So like for 35 minutes in the second half, it was 10 men each, and we'd 78% possession in the second half. Just completely dominated the game in every aspect. Possession, final third entries, touches in the box, shots on goal, block shots, their keeper making saves, key passes, everything you look for to win a football match. We dominated, but that's football. I was actually really disappointed that their player got sent off. At half-time, Marks and I were talking. I'd much rather Gav's ball went in and it was going in, so I feel for him, and play the game with 10 men, because it doesn't become a war of, not so much a war of attrition, but it became a really tactical affair after that, which I really, really enjoyed. But we're on the back foot because we're 1-0 down. So, yeah, credit to the lads, and something that will go under the radar. We've scored in the 98th or 99th minute. That says a lot about the character of the team, and it says a lot about our patience as well, because it's too easy to get carried away and shoot from ridiculous angles. And I thought Butts he really moved the ball well to get double switches, come over the side. Coxey giving us width, which enables him to come back in, and then it's about your technique at the end. And I've been on the wrong end of one of Butts' finishes, so I said to him today, it was nice to see you looking after me today.
Try and sort of cut the game into the moments in the game. Obviously, up until that red card, it was quite an even affair, but we'd arguably dominated that early proceedings in the game. Yeah,
what I felt up until that point, and I said to the strikers at half-time, I don't want to start coming from you and criticising you at half-time. I felt from where I was stood watching it, I thought we put some fantastic crosses into the box in the first half, but I don't remember seeing, well, when I say I don't, I'm saying that I didn't see anybody getting on the end of them, and it's not always about forwards. We've got 8 and 10s, we've got wing-backs. I didn't see their keeper being worried enough, and yet every time they put crosses into our box, like we had to really I didn't feel they had to defend their crosses, and I thought our quality was very, very good into the box today. So that was a real disappointment for me in that area. That's one criticism I do have of us today. As the game went on, we missed some incredible chances from crosses, so that's the way football goes sometimes.
Early first half rather also saw injury or slight knocks to Ollie Clark and Grant Hall, so what can you tell us about those?
I'm actually fair, Henry, thank you for mentioning that, because there's things that people don't see. So Ollie Clark comes off, 15 minutes into the game, then when they score, Grant comes off, so we're a half an hour in, there's 2 substitutes, there's a player taking off. I mean, we bring Tamisha off on, in the first half. I actually take him off in the second half. So tactically, it was a great test. I don't know how those 2 players are. We'll need to wait and see. Ollie's, I hope, was his football intelligence to make a decision to come off. He didn't pull anything, but he just wasn't comfortable. I haven't actually spoke about Grant, so I don't know.
Second half, obviously, like it's well known, obviously the second half they're down to 10 men. We're trying to push for that equaliser throughout the game. Naturally, they're going to sort of drop back and try and defend that lead. So we dug and finally got there with Danny's goal. So a good moment for him late on.
Yeah, really pleased. But if you look from a numerical point of view or a numbers point of view, I mean, we've played at minimum 35 minutes of the second half where we were both down to 10 men. And I felt for huge parts of the game, it felt like we'd 11 men. So really pleased with our control, our dominance, our patience within that. And I thought, even though the box was really, really congested, they defended really, really well. I thought we had really good moments in the second half. Coxey's got a score, Cabs has got the score. I can't remember Glatz's header, I'd need to see it again, but I thought it was quite close. Keeper's pulled off a magnificent save from Kingy's free kick as well. So my pleasing thing today was I thought we created enough chances to win 2 or 3 games. It's too easy to say the keeper didn't work. It's very difficult when the centre of the goal is congested with so many bodies. I really liked their patience in that regard. Coxey's deliveries were, Jesus, looks like a really, really technical player. That was a real big plus. And then the last thing that people won't know, like Coxey's trained was for 2 days. Ryan Delaney's at 30 minutes at extra light, and we end up throwing him in at the deep end. I was really blown away by the character of the boys today, and the obvious one is that we score in the 99th minute with the last kick of the game, which they thoroughly deserved.
Touch on those two players there, obviously Coxey and Ryan coming in, so pleasing to get more minutes under their belts today.
100%, but just completely in the wrong situation. Ryan would have been difficult to come on because, in football matches you don't bring your centre halves on. It's normally out of necessity. Coxey, the plan was always, can we give him 20-30 minutes, and he ends up coming on at half time. He's got an incredible belief, ridiculous positive mindset. So we knew he'd be okay. It's just that risk you don't really need to be taking, but I thought we made really intelligent substitutions with our decisions with our substitutions today.
You mentioned the chances we've created today. Obviously, with that amount of dominance we have had, how do we turn those chances into goals and ultimately wins going forward?
Practice, and I said to Cabs after the game, am I disappointed with Cabs' header? Yes, I am, but I said, you're a goal scorer. You're going to score loads of goals. We've got strikers who've proven they can score goals. We've got midfielder. Clearly, you can see we can score goals from outside the box, which please don't underestimate that. That's so big and important. My only concern ever would be if we're not creating chances, and I really feel like we are. So that was a big plus today as well, especially against such a packed and condensed area.
Obviously, two of our forwards will be missing for the moment. Obviously, with Paul Glatzel's concussion of Harry Smith's red card, so an opportunity for the other strikers to step up at the moment.
So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know with Harry's red card. Nobody's coming after me saying, it wasn't a red card, and we've had done boys, so I'm fearing the worst on that. If it is that, we'll deal with that as it comes along. Glatz's decision to come off, I got to give Jackson a huge amount of credit because he's a young physio in his first real job, and he came to me, and because Glatz carried on, the ref was fine, and Jackson was, he's got to come off. He's got to come off. We have to take care of. So there was a concussion protocol to be looked at there. So huge credit for him for making the right decision, and credit to Glatz as well. It's pretty obvious he didn't want to come off, but he's got on with it. But the health and safety of players comes before anything.
And just finally, I want to touch on the away fans. A long trip up to Barrow, and a word out to them today.
What can I say? Kind of, blown away, speechless, because it's not just today. We've played Exeter. The lads are wrecked. The lads are exhausted. I'm exhausted. The staff is also. So God knows what the fans must feel, because they've followed us there. They followed us during the week. They followed us again today. We're a really cruel fixture list. So a huge thank you for them, and all through the game, just vociferous, supportive, post game. Just a massive thank you, because it means so much to the players. It means so much to me as the head coach, having their unwavering support, and it's just really evident how connected they are. And I say to the guys, working hard, running around, showing some passion and pride for the badge. People will always respect that and thank you for that. And add to the fact that I think we've got some very good players. We're really positive for the future ahead. So a huge thank you to the fans today, and safe journey home.